force your hand.
There was a time, not so long ago, when a man could spend a Saturday afternoon with his head under the hood of his car. It was a glorious ritual, a bit of tinkering, a splash of oil on the driveway, and the satisfying clunk of a spanner tightening a bolt. You knew your car. You understood its grumbles and its quirks. If something went wrong, you'd roll up your sleeves, consult a grubby manual, and, more often than not, you'd fix it. It was a bond between man and machine, forged in grease, and a shared understanding of how things worked. But that time, I'm afraid, is well and truly gone. The modern car is a different beast entirely. Today, lifting the hood of a new car is like looking into the engine room of the Starship Enterprise. It's a sea of plastic covers, a spaghetti junction of wires, and a complete and utter mystery. There's nothing to see, nothing to touch, and certainly nothing to fix with a simple set of tools you bought from AutoZone. The simple, mechanical soul of the automobile has been replaced by a cold, calculating digital brain. And this isn't an accident. It's a deliberate, calculated campaign by the car manufacturers to lock you out. They've turned your car from a possession you own into a service you subscribe to, and they hold all the keys. The question is, why? Why have they gone to such extraordinary lengths to stop you from doing something as fundamental as changing your own oil or replacing a faulty sensor? The answer, as you might expect, is a tangled web of technology, money, and power. It's a story about how progress, which is supposed to make our lives better, has actually made us more helpless. The very companies that sell you the dream of freedom on four wheels are the same ones chaining you to their expensive dealerships for even the most trivial of repairs. It's a colossal con, and it's happening right under our noses. This isn't just a nostalgic moan about the good old days. This is a serious problem. It affects your wallet, your freedom, and the very concept of ownership. When you buy a car, you should own all of it, not just the shiny bits you can see. You should have the right to choose who fixes it and how it gets fixed. The first chain they wrap around you is the warranty. It sounds like a wonderful thing, doesn't it? A promise from the manufacturer that if anything goes wrong in the first few years, they'll fix it for free. Peace of mind. But it's also a weapon. Buried in the small print is often language designed to scare you away from ever letting anyone but an authorized dealer touch your car. Vague phrases like use of non-genuine parts, unauthorized repairs as a pretext to void your entire warranty. The message is clear. Stray from our network, and you're on your own. It's a powerful tool of coercion. This creates a culture of fear. You've just spent tens of thousands of dollars on a new car, and the last thing you want is to jeopardize the one thing that protects you from a catastrophic bill. So, for the first 3, 5, 7 years of the car's life, you are tethered to the main dealer for everything. Even a simple oil change, a job a trained monkey could do, becomes a trip to the dealership where you'll pay 3 times the price for the privilege. You do it because you're scared not to. If complexity and warranties are the walls of the fortress, then proprietary software is the gatekeeper standing guard. Modern car repair is no longer about mechanics, it's about diagnostics. When a warning light appears on your dashboard, you plug a computer into the car's onboard diagnostics port. The port is standardized, a gateway to the car's brain. But the language the car speaks is often anything but standard. Manufacturers use secret codes and protocols that go far beyond a generic code reader. To work, you need the manufacturer's diagnostic software. Getting that software is like trying to get the Coca-Cola recipe. It's prohibitively expensive or hidden behind a subscription that can cost thousands a year or simply restricted to dealerships. That stops independent garages dead in their tracks. They can't read advanced codes. They can't access service bulletins. They can't update the car's software. Many repairs require coding or initialization. Replace a battery in an old car? Just swap it. Simple. In a new car, you must tell the main computer a new battery is fitted. If you don't, the charging system fails and the battery dies early. That needs the manufacturer's special tool. The control doesn't stop with software and tools. The biggest weapon is control of information. Detailed workshop manuals, wiring diagrams, technical service bulletins. This is the lifeblood of any mechanic. In the past, you could buy a comprehensive manual for your car. Now, this crucial information is held under lock and key on manufacturers' internal servers accessible only to dealership technicians. They have created an information monopoly, and it's crippling the competition. An independent mechanic trying to diagnose a complex fault without this info is like a doctor performing surgery blindfolded. They might be able to guess to swap parts, but that's inefficient and expensive for you, the customer. The dealers, on the other hand, have a direct line to the mothership. They can look up the exact fault code, see a bulletin from the manufacturer P1234 replace part XYZ, and solve the problem in a fraction of the time. This creates the illusion that dealership technicians are geniuses when in fact they just have the answer key. The consequences of this closed system are devastating for independent mechanics. These are often small, family-run businesses that have been the backbone of car maintenance for generations. They thrive on their reputation, their personal relationships with customers, their ability to provide skilled work at a fair price. But they are being systematically starved of the tools, information, and parts they need to compete. They are being asked to fight a war against a global corporation but with their hands tied behind their backs. It's not a fair fight. For these independent garages, the investment required to keep up is becoming impossible. To properly service just a handful of different car brands, they would need to spend tens of thousands of dollars every year on multiple diagnostic tool subscriptions, specialized equipment, and technician training. Most small businesses simply cannot afford this. As a result, they are forced to turn away work on newer cars, telling customers, "Sorry, you'll have to take that to the dealer." Each time they do that, they risk losing a customer for good. It's a slow, painful death by 1,000 cuts. And what about you, the car owner? The impact is obvious and painful, less choice and higher costs. Thankfully, people are starting to fight back. Across the world, a grassroots movement is gaining momentum. It's called the right to repair. It's a simple but powerful idea. You should be able to fix it yourself or choose who fixes it for you. This movement isn't just about cars. Consider tractors, smartphones, computer, and gaming hardware, just to name a few examples. But cars are a major battleground because the restrictions are so blatant and the costs to consumers are so high. The rebellion is underway, being fought in workshops and government halls. Advocates are lobbying governments to pass laws to force manufacturers to play fair. These laws would mandate diagnostic tools, repair information, and service manuals be available to independent mechanics and car owners at a reasonable price. They say it's not about stealing trade secrets, it's about leveling the playing field and restoring competition. It's about giving owners back control. So, who's stopping you from fixing your own car? The answer is clear. It's the car manufacturers themselves. This isn't some accident of progress. It's not an unavoidable consequence of modern technology. It is deliberate. It is calculated. It is a multifaceted strategy, designed for one purpose: to create a captive market for high-profit dealership service centers. They have systematically dismantled your right to repair your own property, brick by brick, bite by bite, until you are left with no choice but to play their expensive game. It's a brilliant business model, and a terrible deal for you. They made cars impossibly complex, turning mechanical objects into rolling supercomputers, decipherable only with their secret decoder rings. They've weaponized warranties, using fear and intimidation to chain you to their dealer network. The truth: it's not your lack of skill or your old toolbox stopping you. It's a global industry that values profits over your rights. Please comment below if you think the loss of your right to repair your own property with your own tools and skills, or those of your local mechanic, is an acceptable result of modern progress.